I have the perfect video for this.
Go ahead, let's do it.
Okay, ready? Here we go. Ready? Set us up here, Jory. There you go.
There are some real drawbacks to dating attractive men. There's some research indicating that physically attractive men are less satisfied in relationships, that they are more likely to show extra pair interest, meaning other than their partner. They're more likely to be, have a wandering eye, let's say. There's also some evidence that attractive men are generally less sociosexually restricted, so they're more interested in casual relationships than serious ones. And so it's possible that for some individual women, they go through their dating careers, they date some hot guys, these hot guys mistreat them, and they realize, if I aim a little lower to the medium ugly ones, let's say, to the point where I'm still somewhat happy with the way they look, but they're not necessarily going to be out of my league or mistreat me, then I'll feel more comfortable. There's obviously going to be some women like that, but I think for a lot of women, this is a way to cope, let's say. So it's like people compete with each other over how attractive their mates are. Many people want to date someone attractive and have the social status associated with that. I think that some women are dating guys who are visibly, physically unattractive, and their way of negating the status hit that they would take from that socially is saying, oh, actually, I prefer that. I could date a super hot guy just like my friends, but I would prefer to date medium ugly.
That's a hot take, and I honestly kind of agree with it. They might not know that they're doing it for that reason, but now it's like this whole trend, and everyone's like, yeah, I have a medium ugly guy too.
That's funny. Hilarious.
No, you don't.
Hilarious. So one other thing I'll say, by the way, it's crazy because he brought that up. I happened to mention McMurphy. I didn't know he had that clip. The one thing that I think is interesting is the idea that when he talks about men who are more physically attractive might be more interested in casual sex. And another way I might look at that is to say, no, men in general are more interested in casual sex, and men who are better looking just get more of it. Remember what I said before? When women want sex, sex manifests. There's a group of men at the top, what we call the sociosexual men. When I say top, I mean the ones who have the most sex. There's a group of men at the top here that are called the sociosexual group of men, but there's also a group of men below them that wishes they were in this group but cannot be in this group because instead of being a rock star, they are the assistant manager at Walmart. Does that make sense?
I feel like the men that have access to more women and around more beautiful women as friends and stuff like that are less likely to cheat. Because they're around so many beautiful women, and they're more loyal because they're around women. Versus the ugly guy, he gets attention from a girl, and he wants to go.
Yeah, so it's more valuable. The attention's more valuable.
And he also does it when he has an attractive partner. Someone told me, like, no, sweetie, he didn't cheat on you because you weren't attractive enough. He cheated on you because he wanted to bring down your self-esteem, and he wanted to feel better.
That's interesting.
But he's also getting a lot of status, like reinforcement, I think, because if he's the kind of guy that can be around a lot of attractive women, whether he works with them or there's just just a social thing. That guy is the guy that other women want to get with and other guys want to be. So the woman that he's with, as long as she's secure enough to say, you know what, I'm with that's my guy, and other women want him, therefore that's an association on my ego that I'm with a guy that all these other women want to get with, but he's with me.
But I feel like because he gets more attention, he's less likely to cheat because he's so used to the attention and like he doesn't really care for
that. All just depends on the sex.
Like when you're attractive, you're confident, right? You're taking care of yourself. You're you're just mentally, you're healthy. So you don't need all that extra stuff. You don't want it. You're focused.
Exactly. So yeah, because you get it anyway. So why do you care? You want one person that actually cares about you and it's gonna be there for you.
Yeah, I think
like I'm happy with my choice. You actually have choices, and you made the choice.
Like Michael, you're around attractive women, and you're loyal as fuck to Kylie because you're loyal to Kylie because like you appreciate her more. And she's
physical attractiveness does not sway me. Because I'm around it so much, yes. Correct. Like, so I'm immersed around it so much, correct. So like again, Kylie and I, we have this discussion all the time, and I keep trying to explain to her if she was 40% less attractive, I would still be nuts about her because it's not physical attractiveness I need; it's just peace. I'm 46 and run a company, so like when she understands that, then everything is perfect. Like you said before, but in the situation where you said that if a guy has a lot of female friends, he's less likely to cheat, I actually agree with that. I actually do. I think that it is because he gets validation. And also, this is the other thing. Those guys know that if we break up, he's going to find someone else. Often, guys will be like, "Hey, I'm dating a girl, but I want her to have sex with only me and not have sex with other dudes, and then I'll go like try to cheat, like shoot my shot and try to cheat with other people. But at least I have her locked down." You see what I'm saying? But a guy who has a tremendous amount of abundance, he doesn't need that. He knows that he could switch and be with another person.
Yeah.
That's true. And then that also means that the girl, I feel like when a girl's with a hot guy, she carries herself differently.
Yeah.
Like, she knows, like, okay, well, I have this arm candy that all the girls want, so I'm going to, like, elevate myself a little bit. Not so much amongst the men, but amongst the girls.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So girls look at her differently with her man.
One of my friends, she's a huge model, and she says to me, my favorite kind of guys are outrageously tall, medium ugly with a touch of. That's how she describes it.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
She dates Thunder from Down Under, guys. Yeah,
sure. So she's very much into that, and it makes sense. It's really interesting because Mackin is discussing something that seems to be a trend where women are saying this. Now, here's the thing. I think another part of the reason is because women do not care about a man's physical attractiveness as much as the other way around. And the thing that women find most attractive about men, when you ask them, when they surveyed, it's actually upper body muscle. It's not facial symmetry. You'll see women sometimes with guys who are just fucking hulks and they're not that good looking, or professional athletes who are not that handsome in the face, but they're 6'4" and make $50 million a year.
Like nice teeth.
And maybe have okay, there you go. Nice teeth. Nice teeth is a good one too.
Yeah, what I'm saying is a big thing. Yeah.
What I'm saying, have you guys ever seen a guy that you did not find attractive initially, and then afterwards, once you got to know him, you found him more attractive? Did that ever happen? You guys, this happened?
Say that again.
You saw a guy, and when you looked at him initially, it wasn't something wrong with him, but he just seemed very medium. There was nothing particularly special about him. And then he was very mad, he was medium ugly, and then when you got to know him, you found him to be more attractive. Has that ever happened to you guys?
Yeah.
All of you? Yeah. So everyone in here. So you understand, for men, it really doesn't work that way. If we don't find you physically attractive, we're not going to find you more physically attractive because you're a good listener. Like, that's just generally, men are not like that. There are exceptions, but for the most part, it's funny because Alan Roger Curry wrote this in his book. He's like, when men have a problem with women rejecting them, consider an incredibly unattractive woman demanding that you have sex with her. Do you have the right to tell her no? Yes. So a woman has the right to reject you. And so that's the way he said it. I thought that was really interesting. Anyway,
I was just going to say I think there needs to be sort of a standard deviation of like 1 point of attractiveness for a guy to be just a little bit hotter than the girl, or just slightly a little bit above her. So there's just that imbalance right there where that woman is looking up to that guy all the time.
Yeah.
Because women cannot look up to a guy who is her equal, right? There has to be something that's value added, whatever that is, whether it's person had perfect teeth, whatever it is. But there has to be something a little bit
structure.
Bigger.
I'm a wife. I'm taken care of. My husband can go and find another me if he wanted to.
Exactly.
A girl would move into my place if she could. So it has nothing to do with looks. Has nothing to do with anything. He knows he's a very high value man, and he takes care of me. And the lifestyle he gives his wife, women want. So he goes and he's laid back, chill. I can go and get all mad and then he's like, really another girl would want to come in and take the headache that you have. But I think when a woman is really dating a man of value, because it doesn't matter if you're popping bottles at the club, like all of us girls, we want a guy who's going to take care of us, not go take us shopping, take care of you. When you wake up on the first, your bills are paid.